Welcome back, everybody, to Fishing North Atlantic. Today is a monumentous day because it is November 1st, and that means lobster season has officially opened. And today, we're going to be heading out and seeing if we can get rich catching lobster. So far we have done tuna on our boat. We have gone longline fishing. We've also fished out some swordfish, and none of them, oh, and of course sea scallops. I can't forget those. None of them have really been the big moneymaker that we've been looking for, so I'm hoping that today lobster is going to do it for us. Now, I've already gone to the bar. I've gotten 2 tips on lobsters, so I have a general idea of where they are on the map. Let me show you that real quick. Right over here, right to the west of Cape Fortune Lighthouse. So this is habitat number 1. It is medium right now, so it's not low, it's not facing extinction. We should have no problems fishing it. And I have a relatively fresh mark here too, from only 14 hours ago. So the lobster should be pretty much right in this area. Now, before we can actually go out though, we are going to need to take care of a couple things. Mainly, our boat is rigged for long line and deep line fishing only. We need to go ahead and purchase the rigging. It's going to let us do lobster pots. So let's go ahead and head on over to the dock. Alrighty, here's our rigging. So we have 139,000 bucks to play with. Let's rig up for lobster. It's only $20,000, not too much. Would I like to play the tutorial? No, thank you. Already know how to do lobstering. It's not my first rodeo. So now we are all rigged up for lobstering. I don't know if I have all the upgrades, so let me just quickly look through. It looks like we do. Yeah, we should be good to go here. We don't really need anything else. Now, our guys that we have on board currently, they're okay at sea scalloping. They have decent skills for that, but I don't think they really have what we're going to want for lobsters. So let's take a look at who we have here. We've got Rudy and we've got Josh. They're both relatively cheap to keep, and they both have pretty decent stamina, Rudy being the higher of the two with 10. What I'm really looking for in the person that's going to come with me is going to be pot baiting and setting. So Rudy's got a 4. Oh, look at that. Josh has a 9. Josh, you're a man. Josh is coming with us. We're going to send Rudy back to the crew house. That way he's not eating up a little bit of our cut when it comes to selling all of our lobster. In terms of sorting the actual lobster, I'm pretty much going to be handling that myself. These guys will take forever to sort the lobster, at least until I get like max skills on the lobsters themselves. Next up, going to be the fish market. So obviously, if we're going to be catching lobster, we're going to need some lobster pots. So let's get 20 of these bad boys. Bada bing, bada boom. Not too bad. 20,000 bucks. We're obviously going to need bait as well. We'll just get max bait. That stuff's relatively cheap. And that's it. We are ready to go. We're ready to head out on the open seas, throw our traps out into the water, and hopefully catch tons and tons of lobster. So let's get out there. We're going to go right to Cape Fortune. And from Cape Fortune, then we'll set out west. All right, here we go. Cape Fortune. I'm going to set my autopilot route and to take us right onto the lobstering grounds. Now that we're here, I kind of need to figure out where the whole habitat for these lobster are. So I'm going to build a little bit of a box here. And we're going to set the autopilot and just kind of look for signs of lobster around the outside here, and that'll give us an idea of where the boundaries are. So once I stop seeing lobster, I know I'm outside and I can go ahead and mark that, and then we have a clear defined area where we need to go ahead and make sure we drop all our pots to maximize the lobster. Obviously, while you're doing this, it helps tremendously to have a fast boat. If you don't have a fast boat, it's going to take you a lot longer. I've been seeing signs of lobster basically all the way in a big circle, all right around here. So I am actually not going to mark anything because I think that we have such a wide area to work with. I am not really going to need to worry about it. But how we're going to proceed now is I'm going to set some autopilot routes here. This is going to just be waypoints that our boat's going to follow automatically, and that's going to let us focus on looking for the lobster in our fish sonar and making sure we drop perfectly on them. So I'm going to set our speed to 5 knots. That should be plenty. That'll make sure we're not going too fast and we accidentally miss a lobster or two. And I'm going to start just looking for bigger groups. Like that's a pretty decent group right there, but we don't have a pot ready to go just yet. As soon as we got some pots ready, I am going to start setting. All right, first pot going out. Bam. And I've got my sonar on the lowest setting here as well. So that way I'm making sure that I have like the crab, or not the crab, but the lobster. You guys know what I mean. Quit picking on me. The lobster right in my crosshairs, and I'm dropping right on him every single time. Something fun. This is actually the first time I've ever done lobstering in this boat. So this is going to be a new experience for me. I've used several other boats to do this, but not this one. This is the Corrigan. Comes from the AF Throw DLC, I believe that's how you pronounce it, but it adds a couple new boats to the game, and the boats are all like jacks of all trades. Jacks of all trades? Jack of all trades? Yeah, that's how you go ahead and say it. But yeah, they're pretty good at everything, and this is my first time trying this one out for this specific task, so I'm very, very excited. If you guys have used this boat before, or you have a favorite boat particularly for lobstering, go ahead and put it in the comments section down below. I'd love to know. Okay, just dropped my last pot for this little test string that we're gonna do here, and I've decided that that's how we're gonna play this. Instead of dropping all 20 pots immediately, I'm just gonna drop 5 as our initial batch here. And we're gonna wait, and we're gonna pick these all up, and that'll give us a baseline of what we can expect to catch in these pots, and then we'll know exactly how many we need to set out, etc., etc. So that's the way I'm gonna play it. I'm pretty confident that I've got each pot on like a nice group of crab, or I keep saying crab, on a nice group of lobster. I guess they are in the same family. I don't know. I have no idea. You get the gist. I set the pots on the lobster. I'm pretty confident about that. Seas are rough though. We're getting kicked around out here. So yeah, we're gonna wait our designated amount of time, which is gonna be 20, actually, you know what, we'll do 19 hours. I think that'll be good for these, and then we'll go ahead and haul them in. One of the awesome things about this boat, if you guys didn't know, the anchor thing is right here. You don't even have to get up. It's so amazing. Oh, and look at the time. It's gonna be like right in the middle of daytime. Oh, how beautiful is that? Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm going to set this to have Josh all the pots, and I'll be the one obviously to sort them, so we're not going to leave such an important job to Josh. I'm going to sort them, and yeah, we'll see exactly how much we get here on 5 pots. All right, pot number 1, and Josh has it on the hook. Let's go out here and let's start getting things set up here. All right, we should be good to go. All we need now is Josh to get this trap up here, get some lobster on the deck. Oh wait, I got to put this back. Hang on. There we go. All right, let's see. What do we got in here? Oh, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. Just put the bands on now, man. Wow, that was a huge lobster. Oh, man, so's this one. Wow, are we in a good spot or what? Oh, that one's a little bit close, but I think it's good. Trying to do these lobster can be extremely tricky sometimes. I like to do it this way. If I could see like a significant amount of light through the little eye slits there at the top of that measurement, then I go ahead and I throw it back. This one right on the edge, but I'm gonna say it's good. That one's obviously good. Let's get a band on it. Are we gonna get any smalls? Yes. See this one? Hey, you know, even this one, he's right on the edge. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's good. The worst that's gonna happen to me is I'm gonna get fined a little bit. So here we go. Pot number 1, done. Let's close this up and let's see how much we got. All right, there's our lobster in the tank. So let's go ahead and get back in our chair. 641 pounds of lobster. Not bad. Man, you know, the ocean is so peaceful right now. It's actually like really, really nice. I'd say it's like glassy, but we do have a little bit of wave action going on, but not a tremendous amount. That's like knocking me around or anything. All right, guys, here, I think this one may be small. And the reason I'm saying that is because, look, you can see his little eyeballs right there. I think that may be just a teensy bit too teeny. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that one back. But see this one here? Eyeballs are covered. Even though you can see a little bit of light, I think he's good to go. All right, 525 pounds on that one. Not bad, not bad. Let's keep going. The other thing I did do when I set these, I tried to make sure that they were like a pretty decent distance apart. Because if they are too close together, they can interfere and reduce the overall amount of lobster that are going into each pot. Oh, this guy is clearly small. See that? Yeah, way under, way under. Let's throw that one back. Geez, we got some monsters in this one. Look at this lobster. Huge. I don't even have to measure that one. I can just tell. Pot number 3, 584 pounds. So the last 2 pots have been smaller than our first pot, but that's okay. 584 is still pretty good. Okay, that last pot, not very good. I don't know what happened on that one, but only 222 pounds of crab. So that puts our 5-string pot total at 2,400 pounds. So essentially we need to do 5 pots 10 times. We have 20 pots on the boat, so that means we're going to have to set and pick up an additional 9 times. All 20 pots if we want to fill up the boat. At least as long if I'm doing my math right. What we're going to do right now, we are just going to go ahead and set out all 20 of these pots. I'm going to set out a nice little route for myself again. I may push a little bit further up here this time. See how that's looking, because the numbers got lower out here. And I think that may be right on the boundary of the crab or the lobster. So we're not gonna push it that far this time. We're gonna keep it nice and tight in this little box right here, and we'll see how that goes. I should be able to get all 20 pots out within this area here. Oh, we even got a little crab here. Check that out. Found a snow crab in here. I wonder, can you accidentally catch crab? I don't think you can, right? Not in a lobster pot. I'd imagine that the holes on the sides are way too small to fit an actual, like a snow crab in there. Okay, there's all 20 pots out of the boat. So check it out. The majority are bunched nice and tight right up here, but I did drop 3 pots in the back here, just a little bit behind where I think the habitat might be, just to see if there's any action back there. I just kind of want to feel it out and see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get close to our first pot that we need to pick up. I'm going to get myself all lined up, and we're picking up on the starboard side of the boat. So we need to make sure that that's the one that's lined up, and it is. So let's go ahead and wait our, 19 hours here. Let's get 19 hours on the clock. I actually left Josh out there while I slept. I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have given him a break too, but hey, that's all right. He'll live. Now we're looking for around 2,500 pounds per 5 pots, so keep that in mind. Ooh, we got some chunkers in this first pot, man. That was a really good first. Oh, there's one more still too? Wow, that was a great first pot. I'm gonna have Josh set right back here. I don't see any reason not to. 714 lobster in that one pot. That was incredible. Every time I try and set a pot with Josh, like on the rail, he immediately grabs it. That's super annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. It shouldn't do that, but it is doing that, and it's upsetting me. So, jeez, man, that's super annoying, especially because I'm on such good ground. We're catching 600 and 700 pounds of lobster per pot here, and it looks like I'm going to have Josh do this all himself, when I know I would be much quicker at it. So I've revised my strategy here a little bit. I've just got Josh permanently on pot bait and set. And what I've been doing is hauling these myself, like manually, completely. So this way, there's just no mistakes or confusion or anything. And it's not like it takes that long for me to haul this thing up here. So it's not even that big of a deal. It's just, it's a little annoying how it operates, you know, the way it was. I wish it wasn't like that. But I'm going to keep continuing forward like this for now. It seems to be working. And we're catching lots of lobster. So yeah, I'm happy. This should be a really, really good pot. I'm thinking maybe 7, well, not if there's little ones, but maybe 500 to 600 pounds minimum. Let's see. Yeah, 563. That's a good one. Oh, and that's number 5 too. So look, we're right on our 2,500 mark. Bam. We even made up a little bit because we weren't quite at 2,500 from the first 5 pots that we set out. So we're doing good. We're doing good. Weather has taken a turn for the worse though. Which is unfortunate. Look at this big boat coming in right behind us. The Cat. That's a big one, man. Let me see if I can get some binoculars on this real quick. Yeah, the Cat. Maine, Nova Scotia. Wow, that's a big... is that like a ferry? That looks like a ferry or something, or a cruise ship maybe. I don't know. Okay, that is pot number 20. Just pulled up. And let me get these all stored up, and then we can see what kind of numbers we got going on here. So that was actually one of our better pots in the last bunch. We're under 10,000, which optimally is not where you want to be. I don't know if that's because of a timing issue. I noticed that, you know, the longer you go, the less the pots have, obviously. And I did have a lot of just strings of like brutal pots where it was just undersized juvenile after undersized juvenile. So I don't know if that is related to the timing, but all these pots now are about 334. So they're about a half hour apart, maybe a little bit less. But I'm hoping that because these are spread out a little more, that as I go through and pick them up, I'm going to lose less crab or less lobster, pardon me, to like time wastage. So we're going to try and come in on number 1 at the optimal time, 18 hours and 40 minutes. That's the sweet spot. And hopefully as we go through the string, we can kind of stay in that sweet window and get like optimal lobster harvest from it. And let me not forget to have Josh go back to his bunk before I rest over here, because that would be disastrous if I forgot again. All right, this looks like a good spot here. So let's figure out our timing. About 15 hours should get us close. So let's go to our anchor here and let's wait 15 hours. It's going to be 5 in the morning, so it might still be dark, but where are we at? 17 hours and 43 minutes. We need 1 more hour on the clock. Now we should be in the optimal time window for this one. And then by the time we get to number 2 here, hopefully that is in the optimal window, and so on and so forth. Our crew should be, yes, perfectly well rested. Now, I am going to have Josh do potholing right now because I'm not sure if I'm going to set again here. I feel like I may need to adjust where the pots are at this point. It's been 2 days of fishing in the same location, and the main like biomass may have shifted further to the north. As I catch, I'm going to keep an eye on the radar over here, and we're just going to look for signs of lobster life as we go, and potentially adjust our set further north as we pull in these pots. Get this one, guys. Absolute monster right here. Geez, that's got to be the biggest lobster of the day. This thing is huge. I wouldn't want to run into that on the bottom of the ocean floor, that's for sure. I'm only a couple pots in, but so far numbers are underwhelming, to say the least. I think what I may do here is wait potentially like 1 hour maybe, and see if maybe 1840 is not exactly the sweet spot. Maybe 1940 is the sweet spot. Okay, there's 1 more hour on the clock. At least I thought. Okay, there we go. So now we're at 1937 on a lot of these pots. So let's see if the numbers improve at all. Okay, 563 in the last pot. That's a marked improvement over the prior 5. So hopefully that trend continues. We had some real big ones in there too, just not a ton of them. I think depending on how many we're short here, I'm definitely going to set my next couple pots probably in this. Oh boy, that big boat's coming. Oh no. Oh no. We may have a front row seat to like a terrible maritime disaster here. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, he stopped just in time. That was crazy, man. I really thought he was going to just plow right through that little boat. The cat over here is not very happy. He's been blowing his horn at that boat over there for like the last 10 minutes, which is understandable. Oh, what flags we got up here? I don't know what 2 of those are, but we definitely have America, the US of A, and Canada. What are those, though? Huh, I'm not sure. If you guys know, leave it in the comments section down below. There he goes again, blowing his horn. Well, this issue with the cat and that little boat seems to now be spiraling because there's other boats that are getting caught up in it as well. So I think what I may do, because I'm having some success here, but I'm still seeing more and more juveniles coming out of these pots, I think I may switch habitats. Give this one a rest, let it recuperate. It's still at medium, which is not terrible, and of course, I have a banger pot right there, but that's not been the case for all of them. So I'm going to let this habitat specifically recover, and if we have a lot of extra poundage that we need to get, we're going to move over to habitat number 2, drop some pots over there, see how that goes. Look at this, guys. The sun has just come up. We're having an awesome day lobstering. I mean, you couldn't ask for more of this. This is like so relaxing and peaceful. There's honestly, there's no better fishing game, guys. There really isn't. This game is so much fun. I absolutely love it. Oh, and look at this little guy. So cute. Want to put him in like a little... Whoa. What's happening over there? I don't know what's going on here. And I'm just going to ignore it. Okay? Some things in life you just have to ignore. But I'll tell you what I'm not going to ignore. The fact that this pot right here, absolutely monster pot. Look at how many lobster we got in there. That's usually we get like 2 or 3. That's a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lobster in there. Oh man, I can't wait to see how many of these are going to be. Whoa, man. That is our biggest pot of the day. Why can't they all be like that? Holy cow. Oh, there goes the cat. Something changed. I don't know what happened, guys. Maybe, I don't know, maybe all those boats sank or just flew away. I couldn't tell you. We may have another monster pot here. As long as I don't get a ton of juveniles, this one's looking to shape up to be real good. Yep, some big lobster in here. Oh, big lobster in here. Let's keep it rolling. Come on, man. Little guy, you gotta go. Another big guy. This might be another 1,000, guys. When you see lobster that big, that is a great, great sign that you're on the money. Let's wrap it up. And look, another huge haul. 974. Jeez, man, where were these numbers the whole time? Was I just in the wrong spot? No, it couldn't have been. Because the previous pot only got me like 300 pounds. It's just got to be like a little bit of randomness, you know? Like you get a percentage chance that you're going to strike it rich on like a pot or something. I don't know. Okay, these last couple pots have been the best fishing all day. The last three, I got 1,000, 900, 600, and then I had one outlier that was only at 300. Oh, did I put him in there? Ooh, boy, I got scared there for a second. Let's see what this is, and then I'm gonna make a determination here on what I want to do. 540. Yeah, those have been the best pots we've had all day. I think when you find fish like that, you don't just leave. My intention was to go to another habitat and set out some strings there, but I think that's not what I'm gonna do. I think that I may have been fishing a little too forward, and that was my issue. I needed to be fishing perhaps right along this line right here where the lobsters are at, maybe even a little bit behind it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay out 10 more pots, 10 more pots, I think. That'll give me a little wiggle room here, but we're gonna drop 5 along this line, 5 along this line. No, actually, hang on. We'll do 5 along this line, and then I'm gonna go a teensy bit forward and do another 5 right there. And that way, if the crab, why do I keep saying crab? If the lobster have moved forward a teensy bit, then I should catch them on both of these. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll see how that works out. Either way, I just want to fill up the boat right now. That's my goal here. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get Joshy here on bait and set. We're gonna set our autopilot and we're gonna go to town, man. Let's do this. Maybe I'll dial it back to 5 pots. The sonar's got me a little bit worried, guys. I'm not seeing a ton of lobster on the bottom. I mean, I'm seeing like sporadic amounts, but not as many as I would expect off like the numbers we were pulling. I've seen no lobster for almost this entire line here. I saw more crab than lobster. There was 1 crab, 0 lobster. Where are they all? Did I catch them all? All right, there's 1. That's 5 pots. I'm gonna let those 5 sit because I don't know what's going on. I don't have a read on these lobster at all. I know it's 3 days old right here, but I literally was just pulling the best numbers I pulled the whole time right here. So they can't have moved this far, right? They can't have moved too far up this way. Maybe they have. Geez, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. But we've got these 5 pots out. So let me pull Josh in. Let's wait our 18 hours and let's see what comes of it. I mean, maybe I'll just catch tons and tons. I don't know. All right, there we go. We're at 1959. Let me get on these over here and let me get Josh back out on deck because we are ready to start. Yeah, okay. I mean, we got lobster in here. We got lobster, that's for sure. We'll see what kind of numbers we're pulling though. All right, that's not bad. 329. That's not terrible. All right, the numbers were just too good on this one. I got to reset right here. I just have to. I got almost 800 pounds out of that one. Okay, of course I set it out and Josh immediately hauled it. And somehow we still caught 113 pounds of lobster right there. That's an incredible spot. If we could pull like 1,000 pounds out of this one, we're on track to fill up the boat, I think. I know that sounds crazy, 1,000 pounds, but this is the exact area we pulled that first 1,000-pounder out of. All right, not quite. Unfortunately, only 368 out of that one, but we're officially over 20,000 pounds. So we are nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. No matter what happens at this point, I'm happy with the 20,000. Anything we get out of this last crab pot is like bonus to me. All right, here's our last one, and then we're gonna see what the total is. I'm not gonna put out any more pots after this. I'm just gonna be happy with what we get because it has been a lot of work. We've got a lot accomplished. We hauled in a lot of lobster. It's gonna be worth a lot of money. So let's get this on the boat and let's head into port and see exactly what we have. All right, that's our last one. Let's get this in the hold with the rest of your family. What does that put us at? 20,424 pounds of lobster, guys. That is just amazing. Let's see where we're going to sell this stuff. So it's looking like Dennis Point has the best price for lobster at $9.78 a pound. Where is Dennis Point exactly, you might ask? I might ask the same thing. Right there. That's where it is. Let's go. Now, we need a big payday, guys. We need a big payday. And Josh leveled up. Awesome. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. How much are we going to get for 20,000 pounds of lobster on the boat? Here we go. $138,000. That's not bad, guys. That's not bad at all. It took me hours and hours and hours of scallop fishing to do the same thing. And look, we even got penalized for 2 undersized lobster. Wow. I really thought I was spot on. That's surprising. And look, we didn't even get the best price here. We have to build up our reputation a little bit more to get this price bumped up a little bit. But man, I am happy with that, guys. You really can't go wrong with lobster fishing. It's a great way to make money, especially when you're playing on hard mode like we are right now. This is probably one of the more reliable and actually fun methods because you get to be very interactive with the game when you're doing lobster fishing, as opposed to a lot of the other stuff where it's just like a little bit. You hit E, maybe you hook a fish here and there with lobstering. You got to measure every single one. There's a lot to do, and I'm happy with it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell icon as well, so you're updated on all my videos as they come out and you don't miss any. And hit that like button too if you're feeling a little crazy, and you want to support the channel. It helps tremendously, keeps the channel growing, keeps me motivated, helps keep the lights on in the building as well. So guys, have yourself a beautiful day, and I will see you on the next one.